Welcome to the Reliables, an interactive live stream RPG experience brought to you by Zombie Orpheus Entertainment in partnership with the Pinnacle Entertainment Group, makers of the Savage Worlds game system. I'm your host and GM, James Durham, and the Reliables lets you, the audience, influence and change the story and game while we're playing it. We're using our online store, and here to tell you a little bit about what's available to you in that store is Bryce Bebop. Hey, Bryce, you want to walk us through what they can do with that store?
I can do that. You mean now?
Yeah, no, right now.
Oh, okay. Well then, everyone, you can do a couple different things. We're going to start with the shout out. Say whatever you want. Hopefully keep it appropriate, but you know, you do you.
And
I'm
if
not
you
your
don't,
boss.
the computer will censor you.
And that's funny enough for
hilariously.
everybody. So do that. Benny, a Benny saved is a Benny earned. That gives us a Benny, which we will need to accomplish our mission and make us look good. If you want to give James a Benny,
Don't do it.
you could, and that makes him look good, but it makes us look bad. So really just weigh your options here. Win, lose, or draw. We get to draw another card on initiative, and that's what's really important, is us going first. Dance Magic Dance, we'll stand up and have a dance party. I don't know what the music is. Doesn't really matter.
It's good. It's good music.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So we got good music to dance
It's got
to.
notes.
I do like notes.
And chords.
Chords
Does it have
too?
a time signature?
Breaking the bank on
That's
this music.
crazy.
We spare no expense.
Story time. We will tell a story. We enjoy telling stories. That's what we're here to do. Reliable source is like kind of candid, like our thoughts in the moment, breaking the fourth wall, Ferris Bueller style, like, hey.
Zach Moore's timeout, right?
Yeah, Zach Moore's Time Out. There you go. If you're old enough to remember that, go with that one. That one's a better one.
And also be good to your knees if you're old enough to remember that one.
And yeah, oh man, my knees are so busted. Getting an education that allows James to give his minions and people an edge. Sometimes it's good for him. Mostly it's just good for him and bad for us. That's how that works. The rule of cool. We will all come up with something that is super awesome one at a time, and then you guys will decide which one is going to succeed automatically. The rest of us are still going to have to try to do it, and depending on how wacky and awesome we get, means we'll probably not do so great because we're going to have a lot of penalties. And then finally is the hack attack. You want to add something into the world? You want to do some crazy stuff? Cool. Put it in there. The world is your oyster. You can make an entire world an oyster.
No.
Yes.
Slimy.
Yes.
Very slimy.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah, that's what you want.
It's your money.
Yeah, you do you. I ain't here to judge.
I feel like the store is kind of like unfairly weighted though, because there are 4 of us and only 1 of James, but we get like 2 to 3 advantages. James gets 2 advantages, and I feel like we each deserve at least 2.
Wow.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
And who told you this was fair?
Well, and I'm not saying that it like has to be fair exactly. I'm just saying, you know,
Balanced.
balanced. And also, I'm adorable and deserve these things.
Well, tell them, not me.
I'm adorable and deserve these things.
What she said.
I can't even find an argument.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Flawless.
Foolproof.
No jury in the world. would-
Well, that's because I never do anything wrong to convict. Ever. Not once. Am I convincing?
No.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Pretty bad.
That's the story.
Well, thank you very much, Bryce. Well, since you just saw Bryce, how about I take a minute and introduce the entire cast to you. Let's start over there with Christian Doyle, who plays Jonah Mox, last of his species, shape-changing beings infamous for their lack of scruples or principles. Jonah Mox is on parole to the team, but has begun to find the arrangement to his liking, for now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Bryce Bebop, who you just met, is the daring Vector Reigns, action hero, war veteran, and holovid star. Vector is a natural-born leader, stylish, charismatic, and often absurdly overconfident. Vector believes that, in fact, it is he who should be leading this team and not John Stone.
Wait, Vector doesn't lead?
See John Stone anyway.
That's right. No John Stone. I'm in charge.
Xander Layden is Paul, an immense rock-like being and last of their kind. Paul is devoted to science and discovery. Driven by insatiable curiosity, Paul joined the team to explore new dimensions and uncover the mysteries of the metaverse.
Oh,
Helen
measuring
Roundhill
herself again?
is Princess Hedgehog, the last goblin from their dimension. Once royalty admired by all, the princess has now only the crew of the Reliance around them, yet still manages to be the center of attention nearly all the time, just the way they like it. It helps that they're also a master of magic. And guest starring in today's episode, we have Chris Odie as Thomas Wells from Masters of the Metaverse. Thomas is a member of the council, a proven hero 100 times over, and wielder of the greatest power in the universe, the power of friendship.
Wait, Thomas has friends?
Yeah.
Oh.
He does. He's leveled up since we last saw him.
Hey, before we get
Congratulations.
started here, Christian, do you want to tell them a little bit about Savage Worlds, the game system that we use on the ship?
You bet I do, James.
All
You
right.
bet I do. Today we are going to be playing the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition by Pinnacle Entertainment Group. It is a wonderful, fully immersive, absolutely everything but the kitchen sink system that allows you to play in any genre that you could possibly think of, and has many, many cool IPs that we get to play in as well. It works very simply. There are different types of dice, all the way from 4 to 12. Your skills and abilities are usually represented by one of these dice. For initiative, we draw cards, and whoever has the highest card wins and gets to go first. That's basically Savage Worlds. You'll see how it goes. It's just super simple. Just watch. It's cool. Get up. Stop looking.
Okay. Thank you, Christian. Thank you. Now, where were we? Oh, yeah. Over the last 2 seasons, our heroes have fought and beaten back the Galvanic Collective, a ruthless and efficient hive-like mind of energy-based life forms intent on harvesting magic from across the dimensions for their own nefarious purposes.
You're welcome, by the way.
But they haven't done so without
Yeah.
consequences. And now the fate of the team may be on the line. After many misadventures, the council has dispatched Thomas using a high-tech VR system to observe and evaluate the performance of the team. Can they be trusted to minimize their impact on the dimensions they travel to? Are they capable of fulfilling the council's needs without creating more problems than they solve? Thomas is about to find out. And so we find the team preparing for a relatively simple mission. A fragment of the legendary Titan Force has somehow found its way into a dimension it was never intended to be in. And the long-term effects of its presence could prove disastrous. The team is to locate and recover the fragment while minimizing their impact to the people and events of this dimension. All while being evaluated by the legendary Thomas Wells. hero of the metaverse and liberator of Arena. You have already reached the outskirts of the city that this remnant has been detected in. The technology level in this particular dimension seems to be that of a late 19th century Earth type. The people here live under the thumb of a despotic king, with severe economic disparity among the populace. But trouble is brewing in this city. Panic has begun to spread among the wealthier people of the city. A group of street urchins, once marginalized and little more than a nuisance, has begun a reign of terror, pulling off impossible thefts, freeing indentured servants, and stirring up rebellion among the downtrodden citizens of the kingdom. The City Watch has proved powerless to stop them, and word is that the King's Guard has been dispatched to quell this rebellion and bring these urchins to justice? Though it appear in your limited experience thus far that justice is nowhere to be found in this particular dimension, the common citizen is held under the boot of oppression by the wealthy and trampled on by the fascist rule of the king. And here you are.
Well, this place sucks.
So I have a couple of immediate questions. Like, royalty's supposed to hang together, right? Obviously, metaphorically, not physically. Although I understand that revolutions do that. I'm just a little bit like, how do we know that the king is a bad guy, though? Like, how do we know that?
Why don't you go knock on the door?
I mean, I could.
No, you couldn't. Remember, low impact.
Wait, knocking on a door is too high of impact now?
Well, when you're a 4-foot-tall goblin with magic, it is, yeah.
I'm sorry.
So-
I feel as though potentially I blend in very well.
So I should knock on the door? Is that
No, none of us should knock on the door.
okay? Well, then we'll take that off the table. No knocking.
It's a palace. I mean, there's gonna be guards everywhere, and they have like ones that like don't move there or something, right?
Statues?
Kind of. They're like statue men with tall hats.
Paul's basically a statue. He'd blend in.
So, step one, I install myself at the palace and stay very still.
You also need a big hat.
With a big hat. Step two, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step three,
Profit.
profit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I see you're putting my steps to success into play. But until you know what step 2 is. Also, there's the fact that you're a 9-foot tall rock man who wants to infiltrate the palace of the king, I guess? Is it the queen? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll have to disguise myself.
I think we should maybe not go anywhere near the palace.
Okay.
Unless that's where the thing we need is.
Do you know what the thing looks like?
I don't even know what a Titan Force is.
Same.
Okay, great.
We have the best intel.
Yeah.
So
But doesn't
urchins.
Titan kind of imply that they're huge?
I don't know.
Like a titanic force of some kind?
Like the moon of Jupiter?
Like the moon of Jupiter? In which case, Paul is a lot closer in size to a Titan than any of us.
True. So, step one, I pretend to be a Titan. Step two,
Question mark.
question mark, question
mark.
question mark.
Step 3 profit.
Step three, profit.
Well, I don't know. Okay, but is our ultimate goal profit? I'm not against our ultimate goal being profit, of course. I just thought maybe we were supposed to do something else with it, like
We just gotta find this thing, whatever it is, and get it out of here without anybody noticing.
The
steal
thing we don't know what it looks like,
liberation.
but it's big.
And we should start with these kids.
Children are not usually big.
That is true. They're like that size.
They're like that size.
They're like me size?
Yes.
They're your size.
Oh,
See,
it'll
now
be nice to
there's
feel at
something
home.
we could infiltrate. Hey, that's a great idea you just had.
Yes, that I had.
So let's go do that idea that you just thought of.
Uh-huh, what was my idea?
We are gonna go find those kids.
Oh, okay. And then I'm going to infiltrate the kids.
Correct. Yes, you're gonna infiltrate those kids.
Yeah.
That sounded wrong.
It did. It sure did.
How do you dress like an urchin? Just do that.
Okay, everybody. Blend in.
Okay. So I feel like I'm probably already pretty close being the right size. No?
Is there a shop to rob nearby?
There are a variety of simple storefronts and the like. Most of them are closed up at the moment due to the panic of the crime wave gripping the city.
I'm not really worried if they're closed up or not. I can get the
I'm aware
doors
of that.
pretty good. I'll find one of the ones that is closed up. Circumvent their security system.
It is extraordinarily primitive.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Their version of a lock is
No motion sensor.
sad.
It's like,
Yeah, there's no electricity yet.
oh, so it's that. Okay. Yeah. Just
There are oil lamps, but they're not currently lit as it is daytime.
Shiny.
I dig it.
So,
All right.
what are we going to disguise Paul as? Just a really
Yes. Just a really big dude. I
Do
have
we get
no
to play
idea.
dress up? This is delightful.
Just something to cover my face a little. Just a lot of layers should suffice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll just find something to throw on them.
big. Sounds good.
You know, like a little newspaper boy hat for Princess Hedgehog, and a big newspaper boy hat for Paul.
One that covers his entire self?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I've got this.
Donations. I was gonna
Oh,
make a little
oh,
sound.
that's
I don't know.
snazzy.
Are they?
Yeah, there's a
Are they not
They're
happening.
not. They're not working.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna
Oh,
read
no.
them
Oh,
off.
okay.
Yeah,
All
go
right,
ahead and read
we're
them to
good.
us. Thank you, Leo.
So from Raxlith, $15. #jam. Have some more fairness, Helen.
Thanks,
rude.
Brax.
I have been betrayed.
There's 5 jam the works in there right now.
Yep.
I have been
And then-
betrayed 5 times.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Lumiere-
personally have been betrayed.
Then Lumiere also donated $95. Says, I mean, Helen, if you feel that way, I am sure we can be getting you an education. #edgelord so that jams can #jam up the works for you. Also, hi, Chris Odie.
Oh,
Cruel. You are all cruel.
yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
That's delightful.
Good God.
See, you really dug us in a hole this time, Helen.
Yeah, Helen.
We're
Are
only
there
gonna
more?
die because of you today, Helen.
It's all
That's
your
them?
fault, Helen.
Okay.
I will take this to my grave. At least I finally had an impact in this world.
Thank you very much, chat. I promise I will use them to make things miserable for them.
Sure.
Yay!
Sure.
We love miserable times. We were hoping just the heat would do it.
Well,
Well,
you've
now
broken
I wanna
into
hit
a
them.
relatively simple clothing shop, and yeah, it seems that Paul is dressing themselves accordingly.
Okay, looking good, big guy.
Thank you.
Thing.
No one will notice.
Yes, still 9 feet tall and made of rock.
How do I look?
Very distinguished.
Like somebody vandalized a statue in the park.
So that fits in with plan 1.
Weirdly, yes.
Well, it's good to have that in our back pockets.
I don't think you would fit in a back pocket.
I didn't know you had pockets.
He does now.
Has pockets.
Jonah Mox is a pocket.
I am pockets and tentacles, basically. So,
No, I'm not going to ask any of those questions.
good for you. Hey, you are learning things,
I know,
and I
I'm
love that about
growing.
you.
Thomas, please take a note. I'm growing.
Oh, am I here? Am I on? Am I testing? Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how are
One,
we doing so
two,
far? Pretty good?
Mighty Mickey Mouse, Mickey loved to Minnie in the moonlight, many more mice. Mighty Mickey Mouse, Mickey loved to Minnie in the moonlight,
What you doing?
many
What are you
more
doing?
mice.
Is that?
Am I on?
You're
Can
on.
you hear me now?
You're on.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Oh, fantastic. I apologize. Sometimes I get so used to people not noticing when I'm around, even when I'm around, it can be difficult to remember that people can notice me when I'm not around, Excuse me, reverse that. When I'm around, when I'm not around. How are you doing?
Great. How are we doing?
Our disguises are coming along beautifully.
We've got disguises, so we can go through
Yes.
this primitive
I've
world
been
without
impressed
making
with
an
your attempt
impact.
to blend in.
As per our plan.
Yes.
You see.
Yes, I do believe the one known as Paul. It is Victorian England, or at least something
England,
similar.
that's what
as
it's called.
deep as I can determine. Ziggy has yet to give me any details. That was a joke.
Quantum leap. It's a show.
Oh,
But I do believe that you're on the right track. Perhaps a taller hat, however, would work. I was thinking if you went with a very tall stovepipe, you could put some holes in it at your eye level, and then they would just think that you were quite fashionable.
So I pull the hat down on my head and look
that
through
hat
the
is
eyes.
ruined, yes.
Mhm.
Yes, giganticism is a thing well known in this time period. However, it will not do us any good if you spend your entire time in a circus. As such, we need to work around it.
Well, we figured if Paul just stood still, people would assume that they were a statue, and then boom, perfect disguise.
This
None of these disguises are perfect.
has potential.
What are you talking about? My ears are covered. No one's gonna notice.
All right, so we're gonna try and stay low, maybe stick to alleys and back roads, and I'm sure this place has to have alleys, right? Does England have alleys, Thomas?
Any of these places have alleys?
Do they have alleys in England?
Yes, there are a plethora of alleys. There are alleys and backways and canals and assorted ne'er-do-wells who call these places home. You'll fit in quite well, I'm certain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's stick to some of these ne'er-do-well alleys, and just see if we can
Ne'er-do
find.
alleys.
We're looking for kids that aren't right, right?
That aren't right.
Right.
Left kids.
Not left kids.
Well, they might be left kids.
Well, they probably are kids that got left.
This is what I mean.
Right.
No left.
Good gods. Okay. Walk casual.
Okay.
And we begin skulking the alleyways.
I'm walking the entire time, strutting.
Victor reigns.
You begin to make your way through these alleys and back roads, avoiding contact with as many individuals as you can, which for the most part is a lot of them, but there are the occasional individuals in these alleys that smell like these alleys or worse.
Boy,
Right.
sure do have a lot of. Thomas?
Yes.
What's precious here?
Gold.
Gold.
Precious everywhere.
Is gold good?
Yes, gold is considered precious. Clean drinking water is also in rare supply.
Oh, okay. Gosh, what am I gonna do with my pocket so full of gold and clean drinking water?
If only.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it. If only someone.
The smell's kind of getting to me, so I would like to fly a little bit higher above the smell.
Okay. I'm gonna need a spellcasting roll from you.
That's a 12.
All right, if I can get a D12 for Princess Hedgehog
Oh, God.
with a D6. Doing some flying.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
good.
that's a
Flying
success with a
really good.
raise. Yeah, you are able to fly in at
No, no,
a
no, no, no,
really
no,
quick
no, no,
pace.
no, 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 no. Jonomot's chasing after her.
Yep.
Just bobbing along.
And you reach the mouth of an alley, which opens up into a main street. And as you're getting there, you can hear footsteps of running, and then you see a group of what you assume is like guardsmen or city watch dash past, shouting, "We've got them now! They're cornered!"
I guess it's shooting time.
No. What? Get down! Get down!
I have a wonderful vantage point from up here. What can I see?
They seem to be running down the street about a block or so, and then ducking down into another alley.
What are they dressed like?
They look like guardsmen to you. They have like little tabard uniforms on, and hats and pins and rifles with bayonets mounted on the bottom of them.
Perfect. That's what I look like now, and I'm running with them.
Not so easy. I'm gonna need a focus roll from you.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. And man, you know me, I nail those shape-changing rolls.
So
I'm
what do you
super
got?
good
So
at
good
it.
at them.
Super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
What do you got for that
A
again?
D8, I
All
think.
right.
Is that right? It's been a while since I've had it. Yes, it's still just a D8.
All right, D8 with a D6. Let's see how that goes.
Oh yeah! Jono Buster shape change.
That is a
Ooh.
success. You
I'm
managed
super
to
glad
pull
that we're
that
burning
off.
all of our abilities super early into this. Before
Oh, this
we've
isn't
done
really
that
an
something.
ability that I burn so much. It's just one that I use and suck at most of the time.
And off you go, joining in to the rear of the column of individuals
Oi, rabble, rabble, rabble!
as they chase down into an alley. What about the rest of you? Jonomox shifted into one of them and chased after them.
Do we follow him, Paul, or do you want to just move out here?
I did
Well,
not say what I was doing, and I'm very sorry.
I suppose we could try to calculate the route they might be taking through the city and head them off at the pass.
Okay,
And
Paul,
that's
that
when
is
Vector started shooting.
really boring.
Hmm.
I'm gonna run after him and pretend I'm one of them. I don't have the clothing, but I can get by.
Can I
I'll meet you
spot
there.
the kids that they are chasing?
Maybe if you flew higher.
Well, guess what I'm about to do?
Oh, shit.
Okay. You fly high above the rooftops. A couple of people point in the air as you go soaring by. Look at that!
Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
And it gives you a great vantage point looking down into the particular alley that these guardsmen brushed down, which for the most part seems like a dead end. I mean, there's fences and walls that block it, and people might be able to scale those or get over those, but they seem to have cornered a group of children in this alley.
Sally fucking Field.
And they are moving in with their rifles rather menacingly towards this group of children.
Well, we're supposed to look at the children and because the Titan Force is with them, right?
That is a way of looking at the information you have.
Right. I'm gonna drop down to be amongst the children.
All right, you begin to descend, and the guardsmen stop in their running and all begin staring at the floating person descending down amidst the children.
Who's in charge here?
Even the
Why,
children,
look at that! It's Scary Poppins!
even the children begin to look up at the descending flying person. Jaws are hanging open on just about everyone. And it's as you're descending down that you notice that these children aren't alone in this alleyway. In fact, there's at least a dozen more in little higher balconies or on rooftops nearby with stones and rocks and sharp knives. And it looks like that the first group led these guardsmen straight into an ambush that they had planned to spring. And you've descended
clever.
amid it.
Well, they really got one over
Be
on
not
you, didn't they?
afraid,
Us.
friends,
Oh, shit,
for
us.
I am
Oh,
here to
shit,
help you.
us.
So let's deal out some cards and see what happens, Jax.
So we're going with disguising myself as a cop was a bad idea?
Maybe.
Some people think that cops are bad.
James,
Yes.
am I understanding correctly that in this current hologrammic form that Thomas can more or less appear before anyone he needs to or wants to?
Absolutely.
Ah, excellent. Thank you. I will take that and note it for later.
He comes back wearing just chains, going, Ebenezer!
They're not popping up for some reason.
They're not popping up.
No.
Okay.
So, Bryce, you have the 5 of clubs. Xander, you have 9 of clubs. Helen, you have 4 of diamonds. Christian, you have 3 of diamonds.
You can't have the
I
three.
can't have
of
the
diamonds.
three.
And I can't have a 5.
So let's fix
Now
these.
you have a 10 of spades.
Who has what now?
Oh,
You have a 10 of spades now.
Thank you,
Nope.
10 of spades.
And
Still
Bryce
can't do
has
that.
a.
Bryce now has the 10 of diamonds.
There we are. That's much better.
The enemy would have 8 of diamonds.
I think I'm going to go ahead and use one of those jam the works and draw a different card here.
And now James has 10 of clubs.
Spades is going to be the first to go, and that's you.
That's me. I would much rather be liquid right now.
I'm going to need a focus roll if you want to turn into liquid.
Oh, this one. Yeah, see?
Okay, you are really good. at this
Confidence
one
is
this
the point,
time.
right?
11, that's a success with a raise. Yeah, you immediately become a puddle of liquid.
Freezes out.
Oh, wonderful.
Uh-oh.
What's up? We're below 20%, so. What's up?
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
good.
Still functioning.
Hey.
You managed to turn yourself into liquid, and if their jaws could drop any further, they would drop further, as we've now had a flying individual and someone
And the guy who
turned
just melted.
melted right before their eyes. And I guess that's going to mean that the 10 of diamonds over there that's going to be you. You're next,
Well, all right.
Mr. Rains.
Sweet. We're going to back out slowly. Okay, everyone? Kids, stay kids.
Yeah, and it's not going to be an easy one.
No. So that is a D6.
All right, a pair of.
I happen to be very charismatic.
How charismatic are you?
That 6 does explode. Ace is up to a 7. You're pretty charismatic. You're not sure you got it to everybody, but you do have some folks paying attention to you.
Right.
And let's see just how much, as they're all going to immediately go next. Now, several of the guardsmen begin retreating back out the alleyway, avoiding the puddle of goo, and still just staring rather dumbfounded at the flying person, and the puddle of goo, and the flying person, and the puddle of goo, and the flying person. As they back towards you, the children seem less affected by your powerful speech and begin to throw rocks and bricks and pieces of mortar at the guardsmen that are still in the alley. If I can get a D6 and a D6 roll, please, for the children hurling objects at the guardsmen down below. Oh, that's 6 aces. That's going to be a 9. Several of the guardsmen are struck by flying pieces of masonry, falling to the ground with wounds in their head or body, blood coming out of them. Nothing lethal yet, but the kids have definitely sprung one on them. In addition to the ones throwing rocks, 2 other children leap from one of the nearby balconies. One of them physically leaping, carrying the other one, and landing in the superhero pose down with the one fist, which causes the ground to shake a slight amount as they land. They release the second one, who runs faster than you can possibly see, punching several more of these guardsmen while running, just creating a blur and sending them onto their backs.
Whoa.
The 9 of clubs is next.
Upon viewing the demonstration of power here, I'm going to take a moment to really examine what I'm seeing here. With, I don't anticipate a scuffle with these kids, but you never know. And I'm going to use Monster Slayer to kind of get a sense of what they're capable of and their weaknesses. And
Nice.
Yeah.
I believe
That's
that
good.
requires an occult roll from you, doesn't it? What do you have for occult?
That'll be a 10.
All right, a D10 and
It's
a
one of your
D6.
lower skills.
Yeah.
A 5 is a success, not a raise, but a success.
All right.
What benefit does that give?
Well, that'll give the team ongoing +1 trait rolls against the kids, which I really don't. I hope we're
But
not.
that's
having
all
to-
trait
yeah,
rolls.
That's all
correct?
trait rolls. Yeah.
All trait rolls.
So
Plus
it's not just
1.
fighting. If we have to convince them or something.
And it gives you
Yeah.
a little bit of information. You are fairly certain from the brief studies you did on the Titan Force before taking this mission call that 2 of those children are in fact being affected by the Titan Force. One exhibiting speed and the other strength.
I thought there was just one piece.
I don't know how this works.
Or are we only supposed to get one piece?
Or maybe it is splintered.
Or they're deriving it all from the one.
Is it something that if you touch, you absorb some power?
I don't know.
These kids are
or-
radioactive?
I think they might be. Can you tell?
I mean, those 2 are.
Radioactive?
Well,
Radioactive.
not radioactive in
Radioactive.
that they have decaying isotopes, but it's not dissimilar.
I just thought it was a catchy song. Now you're telling me that there are decaying isotopes?
Well, not in the kids. Well,
Wait, don't
small
we-
quantities.
okay.
but free radicals and all
So
that.
kill the kids?
I think we should talk to the
Pretty
kids.
sure they're nukes.
Kidnap the kids?
Oh, that's like halfway between.
Hedgehog, you're up.
Right.
You
Yes.
are closest to some of these children as you flew down and landed among them. Several of them are still staring at you with their jaws nearly on the dirt.
Excellent.
See what happens.
I'm not gonna kill a kid. I'm not gonna kill. We might need them on our side. Hello, fellow children. I too am a child. And I descend.
Fellow human.
Behold, for I am on your side, and I am going. I am going to cast the thing where I throw a bunch of havoc at the remaining, not the children.
Okay.
No havoc. It's
Children
children everywhere.
No havoc at the children.
But you're casting havoc at the guards, correct?
Yes, I'm casting havoc at the guards. I would cast them actually. They are lighter. They'd fly farther. No, at the guards. At the guards.
All right, and we need a spell casting roll from you.
And once again, that is that is a 12.
All right, a D12 and a D6.
I like that you're flying, but you're still trying to hide your giant ears. Like that's the thing that's going to freak them out.
Well, obviously there are children here that have some ability, so they're not that strange in this realm.
That's going to be a success with a raise. So, of the remaining standing guardsmen, if I can have six-sided dice rolled as they attempt to hold their footing in the face of the powerful blast of magic that will send them scattering. It looks like one of them had a chance there. So one of the guardsmen remains in place, using the butt of their rifle on the ground to hold them still, while 5 more fly into the walls of the alley with disgusting crunches of bones snapping and other terrible, terrible screams and noises. It's rather grotesque as arms break and
So does
ribs
that
break.
count as an impact?
Low impact? No, it does not count as a low impact.
Just the impact.
Just the impact?
Yes, about that, I do think it might be a good moment, as you seem to be dealing well-ish with the situation at hand, to bring up the whole low impact, low profile nature of the assignment, at least as I was told you were assigned. Now, if this is incorrect, then please, by all means, let me know. But it was my understanding that the goal was to be, shall we say, discreet.
No, and I understand that. This is my only problem with that assignment is how are people going to know what a great job we're doing if they can't see us doing it?
Because we literally have
yes.
somebody here evaluating us and watching us do it.
I meant at large. We're heroes, right? We are a team of people that are improving the world, and if nobody knows about our daring do, it's like a tree in the forest. If it falls, no
there
one
are
hears
ways
it.
around this. I would be more than happy to write a small haiku or some sort of entry in my journal or something else to mark the magnificence of your achievements from today.
I do like epic poetry.
Absolutely. It would be an honor, Your Highness, to do such a thing.
I could live with poetry.
See, so no worries then.
I still like it when people look up at me and go, ooh, ah.
Nobody ever looks up at you.
I'm gonna fly again.
Well, let's get you another round of cards and see what happens.
Because we're keeping a low profile.
No.
Also, I need to keep
Thomas, I would just
track
like to
of how
state
many
again
points
for
I'm
the record that you know I'm on this team against my will, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I fully sympathize. I've been in that shoes before.
And other than that one small killing Hitler incident, I've been doing a pretty good job. I think if you were
Good is relative.
Other than that one small thing where you absolutely did the
I
wrong.
ruined one world.
We accomplished the mission, though.
I can see the cards, so I can go ahead and do it. So we're going to be doing a 7 of clubs for yourself, John Marks.
Okay.
Okay. I've got a Queen of Spades for yourself, Victor Ranks.
All that.
8 of Spades for yourself, Paul. And a 4 of Hearts for you, Princess.
again?
Yep. And a king of diamonds. For that.
No, you cheated.
Yeah, isn't that just what a gentleman works? Cheating.
So, King of Diamonds means they're going to go first. I'm going to start with the children on the King of Diamonds, who, the one that jumped to the ground and caused the shaking moment, yells out to the others, "Everybody scatter!" And they all begin running, leaping over small holes in the fencing, climbing into grates in the ground, through the windows of nearby buildings, and running in various directions. Grabbing onto the speedster one, the strength gun leaps onto a roof over 20 feet in the air, and they begin taking off, fleeing from the scene of chaos and guards on the ground.
Can I follow one?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Queen of Spades is going to be next.
The guards are all incapacitated then?
One more left, I think.
Or about to be. Yeah, there's the one still standing who looks like he soiled himself.
Oh.
I mean,
That's
flying
even
people,
worse.
people turning into goo, being spontaneously hurled into walls. This is not things that these particular guards were prepared for in their lives ever happening.
Okay. So I'm going to grab his rifle from him. He's like, "This is for your own good. You didn't see anything." And then just run after one of the kids.
All right, that's going to be a multi-action. I'm going to need a fighting roll from you first.
Cool.
What do you got for fighting?
It's a D6.
All right,
Like
a D6 and a D6.
Like a D6.
That's 6 aces.
Been listening to music.
And an 11. You take the rifle from him and strike him in the face with the butt of it, breaking his nose and causing him to collapse in the street. And taking off any particular child you're chasing.
One that I can catch.
Right?
Yeah, like, that one just jumped really high. He's out. Beanie Boy's out. There's some kids scurrying through holes, whatever.
All right, all right, how are you doing an athletics roll for that? What do you got for athletics?
That is also a D6.
All right, a pair of 6s. Again, you're at -2 because of the multi-action penalty, but both of those aces. And yeah, you're going to be right behind one. You jump right over the fence after one of them. You are almost within arm's reach. He looks terrified as he is trying to flee from you, but he's right there, damn near within grabbing distance.
I don't want to grab the kid. I just want to run with him. Like, "We're doing this, little Johnny. Where are we going?"
Wow,
We'll see
you're
how that
such a
works
great
out
role
for you.
model.
Jeez, it's the cops.
Paul?
I'm going to punch through the fence that one of the kids scurried under through and pursue that one.
All right, that's going to be an athletics roll from Paul also. What have you got for athletics?
8.
An 8, a D8, and a D6. So it's less punch and more you simply run through this wooden fence and out the other side with your 9-foot rock form. And this particular child who you are catching up to looks absolutely terrified, eyes wide, staring at the giant top hat wearing rock creature chasing after them.
I'm here to help you. Stop running.
That'd be so scary.
Stop running.
Impact.
John Ox?
No impact. So I'm in liquid form, obviously. I'm going to grab a little bit of me and throw me at somebody, one of the running children, so I can then track myself to its location.
That is gross, but also very smart.
You're
Yeah.
not supposed to get bodily fluids on children.
All of me is bodily fluids, so sorry. So I'll need to make an athletics.
Yep, that's going to be an athletics roll because you're throwing yourself at a child.
That's a D10. It's a D10. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, D10 and a D6.
I'm just gonna.
A 4 is just enough to get yourself a success. And yeah, you splattered yourself on a child.
I just threw a little spurt of myself.
Paintball, everyone.
Yeah, it's a
paintball the kid.
Little,
It's not snowball. Yeah.
yeah. It's a little
Mhm.
little piece of Jonamox, like a souvenir or a. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just protein, right? I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna.
Princess?
Well, first I'm going to point out that Merc is working on a hack attack over here to help out with Jonamox, and like a shout out there.
Blocked.
Yeah. And then I'm going to fly, like I said I was, after the super strong one that like bounded away and be like, hello, hi, I would like to be your friend. I understand that people like friends.
You know what? Give me a persuasion roll. What do you have for persuasion?
What do I have for persuasion? Oh, I'm very persuasive. I have a 10 in persuasion. I'm the most persuasive. Well, almost the most persuasive. Not exactly the most persuasive, but don't we actually get a +1 against these things?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
They're not
That's
things,
going to
they're
be a 6.
children.
Uh-huh. Excellent. So I've made a new friend.
You seem to have made an impression. The stronger one looks and says, I don't know why it did that to you, but come on, hurry. You got to catch up.
Oh, yes. The thing that did the thing to me, I see it also does the thing to you?
Yeah, different stuff for different ones of us, you know.
Excellent. Very good. Yes. Good. That's definitely where
Keep
my
up.
powers derive. I will do that.
We got to get away from the adults.
Yes. Yes. Bad adults. Down with adults.
Really?
Adults suck. I don't know. I'm trying to make friends.
No, we're totally into this. Yeah, I'm a kid too. Splorch.
Yep. Sail across the rooftops. You are now flying along with these two as they are fleeing. Down below, Vector, you are running along with one of these children. And Paul, you are chasing a terrified child down an alleyway. Who is now screaming in absolute terror as the giant top hat wearing rock creature chases him.
It's okay, I'm also a kid.
Yeah, I know, the thing definitely did something weird to my friends, and now they don't look like kids anymore. Yup, that's how that works.
That's the story.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
And then I assume you're tracking yourself.
I'm just following me. Yeah.
You are following you.
What my plan is to just like, transfer myself to that, like a thread, like a piece of gum. But the big piece of gum is going to go like you're stretched.
So at some point, because you've stretched super far, when it does rubber band into the kid, are you gonna just like, this kid?
Let's hope so.
You're just gonna hit it?
Yeah,
Now,
it'll get splorched.
first,
He'll be fine.
First we're flinging proteins, and now we're hitting kids. I don't know. I just don't know.
Splorch.
Splorching on kids. No.
Mass-wise, I'm not much bigger than one of these things. These are like
It's
human
more
cubs,
the velocity I'm worried about.
right? Oh
Yeah,
no,
it's
I don't
just-
get going that fast. It'll be like dragging a piece of toilet paper.
Why would you do that?
Like it gets stuck to your shoe, like you notice, and people don't.
Oh, I don't defecate the way you do.
I don't
so-
defecate either, but I've seen television. It's
Well-
literally the most common coming out of the bathroom trope that there is.
It's weird that there's a coming out of the bathroom trope. You would think that they would just let
They're
people...
very, very private about it, and you never actually see in the bed. It doesn't matter. We can talk about this later. We should follow those kids.
Everybody poops, okay?
No,
No,
Hedgehog and I don't.
We don't.
Nor do
And-
I.
Nor does
You might
Paul.
be the only one
You
who
might
does.
be the only one who does.
I
Me and
think-
you kids, we poop.
I
Don't
think
worry about it.
John Stone sort of poops.
How do you eliminate
And
that?
I know
Solo
Rhonda
in the
did.
dreams. Okay, but I did watch like one season of 24, and that guy never pooped either.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm.
like, if they're
You
really
don't
following
have
him
to poop
every
every day.
24 hours,
Some people aren't that regular.
Where'd the kids go?
I hate to interrupt you all, but you are still on a mission.
Discussion
well,
of poop aside. So you have all essentially split up at this point and running in different directions, chasing after children who have ran in different directions or flown in different directions.
So we split.
For
the
some of
party.
you, it's rather easy for you to do it. Your friend John Amox, you're essentially just
Follow
a
me.
ride along.
Yeah, I
Following
stop.
yourself.
I grab like if I pass by a pub, I punch out a window and grab a bottle. Start drinking.
Yes, very low impact.
Are
At
you
least I'm
drinking
not
on the
flying.
job? You drinking on the job?
Yeah.
Thomas, I would like to report that Jonah Mox is drinking on the job.
What a snitch!
Huh? What?
Yes, I am aware. I've been considering it myself, observing you thus far. That was a bit of a joke. Anyway, if you could all keep in mind, it's apparent to me that some serious gaps are lying in your training and knowledge, especially around things like people.
We had training.
If it would be useful at some point, I would be quite welcome. I'd be quite willing to spend some time giving you the basics of people, as you seem to not understand what they are or how they do or do not defecate. Or, dear God in heaven, why did we send you on this mission?
I've been asking that question for months.
Mistakes
Literal
were made.
months.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was sent here as an observer, and there's very little I can do in reality to help you out. However, the more I'm watching you, the more convinced I am that it is just criminal not to intervene at some point. Dear God in heaven, or heavens, I'm not sure. The metaverse is odd.
I thought
Anyway,
you knew everything.
we still have children to catch. Let's do that, and if I may be of help, let me know.
So for all you have
I think we're
slightly,
doing really well.
I think so
We're
too.
gonna
all
get
your
it
He
done.
seems to
slightly
like
different
us a lot.
experiences chasing after these kids who are running with them. For yourself, Princess, it's relatively easy as they're not running from you, but running with you, and you are welcome along with this pair as they're going across the rooftops. For Jonah Mox, it's very easy as the child is unaware that he's been splorched. I don't know if that makes it worse or not, but we're not going to have that discussion here today.
Surprise, splorch.
For Vector, you get to eventually share a moment
before
with this
you
child who
splurge.
did see you smash the face of a guard and has decided that I guess, even though you're an adult, you're okay because you smashed the face of a guard.
Can I give him my vibro bayonet?
Absolutely you can.
Done.
And he is
You are-
ecstatic
He needs a new shiv!
at having
I
this.
really
You
wanted
have
that.
given a small child something sharp to run with.
Oh, yes.
Paul!
Paul, on the other hand, is having an entirely different experience than all of you. As
Oh, no.
this child has run terror-stricken through streets and alleys pursued by Paul.
Hey!
Just breaking through wall after
Breaking
wall.
through walls. As the kid climbs over fences, Paul runs through them, continuing to fall until all four of you eventually run into each other again, this time in a rather decrepit and run-down looking warehouse. Vector being led there willingly, along with yourself, Princess. Jonah Mox riding along to make your way there. And Paul pursuing this child, terror-stricken inside of the warehouse.
Paul, it thinks you're a monster.
I'm not a
No,
monster.
that's not gonna help.
I know I just Kool-Aid manned my way, into the but I mean you no harm.
These are kids. They know the Kool-Aid Man reference, right? I thought
All
Um,
kids do, right?
all children
it's
do,
Human
right?
children are really into Kool-Aid.
Yes.
Wait, does England have Kool-Aid?
I don't know what England is.
Paul, you know history things.
Oh, no. That's the place with the funny television where the guys talk all silly and wear dresses.
I think that's France.
That might be France.
Yeah.
That might be France.
I think England has a thing for tea. Way too much tea.
Oh,
Like
I thought that was
Nova tea.
Boston that did the tea.
I thought it was, I don't know.
I think they got the tea from England and brought it to Boston.
That's stupid. Those places are like 4,000 miles apart.
It seemed inefficient.
I don't even think the tea
Is
would
that
be
what
good
they were
after
upset
that.
about?
Yeah, they turned the bay into tea and then they complained about it or something. So then there was a war.
Was it because the tea was late?
You guys
Being
are
4,000 miles away?
Listen here, Skippy. Okay,
Oh, your
His name
name's
is
Skippy.
that's what I'm calling him. We're good friends now. I'm cool with kids.
So, what are you weirdos doing here, and why is that a monster, and what's it doing, and how, and I'm really confused right now. Did you did you touch the rock?
Yes, we touched the rock, but we want to go back and touch it again so we can turn back and you show us where it is.
We are the Reliables. You can rely on us.
Not monsters.
Well.
Totally friends, yo. Hippity cool,
And
wickety whack.
I strike a pose.
We're gonna yeet a thing.
Oh yeah, yellow.
Mood.
You guys are really weird.
We know.
Wait, about-
Hashtag street life.
So we can't take you back to the rock because they got it.
Oh, when did they get it? How did they get it?
Which one is they?
We're assuming the guards.
Yeah, the Kingsguard. They captured Oliver in the rock earlier today.
Not Oliver.
Oliver. Oh, good old Ollie.
Yeah.
Oliver.
There's a whole musical about Oliver. Is it the same Oliver?
Ooh, is one of you the Artful Dodger? That would be hilarious.
Well, I'm pretty good
Are you the quick one?
sometimes.
Because that doesn't seem really fair.
You
Oh.
guys are really weird.
Yeah, you too. So where was the rock and when did they get it?
Just like this morning. I mean,
And now they're
we had it,
rounding
we
you
were,
all up.
We were hiding out, and we were out doing. Oliver stayed behind with the rock so we could go in and help get some of the other kids out of the rope making place, and we're just.
What were children
Oliver
doing
says
at
we
a
got.
rope-making
Oliver
place?
said the rock told him we had to free all the people. So we were freeing everybody because the rock told Oliver to free the people.
What were children doing in a rope making place?
Well, they
Probably
they
making
make
rope.
them make rope. you
Like,
know.
like they are getting paid though, right? And
No.
Princess.
But you guys get food. That's
We
fine.
can't.
Sometimes.
We can't.
no, but
We
slaves,
cannot.
slaves.
We cannot. No, we
see,
cannot.
You are
We
an
cannot.
orphan. I am an orphan.
We
He's an
cannot.
orphan.
I'm not
They
an
are an
orphan.
orphan.
Low impact. We are not allowed to make that
You
kind of a
told them
difference.
you're the last of their kind, and they're the last of their families.
And that'll be over in like maybe 50,
And
60
then
years. It'll be
slaves.
fine.
They will be dead by then.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They
Probably
can hear
starvation.
you! I think.
You guys are really
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah,
We know. You don't
uh-huh.
say much else, do you, Josh?
We just,
Great.
we're just trying to, help. We're just trying to help because you're our friends now.
You know when you say it like that, it looks like you're lying. Okay.
I am very good at making
Are you
friends.
guys
I don't know
gonna
what
get
you're talking
Oliver
about.
out?
Yeah, we're gonna go break him out. That's what I do.
Jokes.
We break things. We break people out of things that they don't
We
belong.
break things.
That's
Also
what we
true.
do. We break
If
things.
you have seen Paul in the last 5 minutes,
Mhm.
there's been a lot of breaking.
Yes.
Yeah, the monster can run through anything.
It's true, including a bunch of guards if we need them to.
They also have a name.
So,
So
do you know where they took it and Oliver?
Yeah, to the palace dungeons.
Can you show us where those are? We're new in town.
We can get kind of close, but there's too many guards there to get very close.
Oh, we're good with guards.
Yeah, I've murdered hundreds.
Really?
Yeah,
Will you show me how?
sure.
Oh, wait,
Look at that knife, fam.
See that vibro knife you got right there?
Yeah.
Okay, switch it on.
Yeah.
Don't point it towards another kid, though.
Switch it on.
Yeah, there's a button right up at the top there.
Okay.
Like when you
Oh, yeah,
squeeze
yeah.
it, you just squeeze it and you hold it down.
I have a concern.
You feel
I
that's
have a
got a little
concern. I have a
vibration now.
concern.
That'll slip between the vertebrae right here at the base of the neck.
I have a concern.
Just like butter. It'll cut through just about anything, up to and including steel.
And butter.
Yeah, and just right back there, man. Just clean in and out. They'll never feel it.
You're really small.
Dead before they can scream.
So probably not aim high. Just aim
Oh yeah,
low.
that's
Yeah,
right. You're all
just aim
little.
low.
Okay, so new tactic. I mean,
Achilles
we're talking about
tendon
people who
is
are
right
bigger. So
now.
you want to reach up, get behind the guy, right under. See, you know where the rib cage is? Feel right here. Feel right here.
No,
Okay.
no.
So slip that under right through and aim towards the very, very middle. Now what that will do is it will pierce their lung before it enters their heart, so the air won't be able to escape when they're trying to scream.
So
Dig? Now, where's the palace dungeon?
Oh. Okay, we'll show you.
Thomas.
And these children began leading you through alleyways and through back hidden
there's a
passages.
super sweet donation. that we should read out.
Aw.
Oh,
Where's where?
It's really into your seat. We got a few.
some donations? Let's hear them.
Yes. So from Keen, we have $30 for a hashtag Benny. Some of you will clearly need these tonight.
I mean,
Yeah.
Black's Live, another 5 towards the hack attack. Chris, is great to have you back. You appear blue. Is this what a bork looks like?
no, that's what a wombat looks like.
And then from Merc, we have 5 for a hashtag hack attack. Jonah Mox can hear his sentence being extended by 5 years with every word out of Hedgehog's mouth and every PowerPoint he spends.
What does that do? Oh God, no, I don't like that at all.
You will be in
Let's
jail.
try something else.
And then we have another 50 towards fourth wall. Thomas, give it to us straight. How is the team doing? Are they becoming everything Crash hoped they would be? What do you think Bruno would make of them?
Well, I guess we're going to
Pudding.
cut right to that. Is we're going to have a reliable source, and we will hear a confessional, reality show style, from Thomas about what he thinks about the team so far.
What do I think about how the team is doing? I mean, the raw potential is clear. You can see the power, the grace, the creativity. At some point, I'm quite convinced that they could come together to be a real positive force for good. But ultimately, right now, it's just not happening. There's so much individualism. There's no cohesiveness. There's no intent to work together, to think ahead. And on the whole low impact piece, I mean, it's just not happening right now. They're impacting everything. They're impacting each other. They're impacting the world around them. They're running through walls. Have you seen someone run through a wall in a real world scenario before? You notice it makes an impact on you. I mean, ultimately on a scale of 1 to 10. And the flight, good Lord, no one flies in Victorian England. But anyway, there's potential there. I guess to wrap it all up, I would just have to say they might get there, but I don't think it's what Crash was hoping for, and I'm just not sure how to evaluate just yet.
And you have been led through the streets to a point where you're still probably a good 10 or 12 blocks away from where they indicate this palace is. But it begins to get nicer and more heavily patrolled, and there are less hidden alleys and pathways that you can take from here. And the children will go no further at this point. They do not want to risk more of them getting captured by the king's
The
guard.
whole way here, I've just been like showing how to hamstring people, like everything that you can do to debilitate another person who's much bigger than you. How did they get the Vibra in the first place, Keen? I'll tell you, Vector Reigns gave it to them.
They deserve something nice.
And told them to run with it.
A weapon that won't be invented for like 500 years. That's a great idea.
They got a magic stone that gives them superpowers. I'm fine with it.
We're
Is-
trying to take that from them. But it
We're gonna
doesn't
take-
matter.
How
Doesn't
many
matter.
children are riding on Paul's shoulders?
None of them. They won't come within 10 feet of Paul.
Great, I'll ride.
Right, I'll
Like,
I'm,
why are we
I.
all not riding Paul all the time? That's what I
This
want.
is what I do. Ernie.
Sure, get on.
Thank you. See, friends, this is a nice Paul.
Yes. And this is how you make water filters
Ah.
very easily and portable.
I'm sure they care a whole
Is
lot
there
about
any
that when
King's
there's
Guards
that
like
fellow
just
alive.
wandering around on patrol here?
There are quite a few on the streets, but they're not in small groups. There seem to be no less than 8 in any group.
Great. Do they have vehicles?
No, they're just on foot.
Great. I want to steal one of their rifles. I'll
How
give
you
it
gonna
back.
pull that off.
I'm gonna do classic pickpocketing, really. Just kind of here's an umbrella, and I'll just switch it, kind of. I'm really good at this stuff.
What have you got for thievery?
This is my thing. Oh, just D10? Yeah, look at that. D10 plus 1.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6, both at +1 from Jonomox, attempting the switch with a rifle. And a 5 is going to be enough to pull off the switch.
Yoink. All right. And then I'll just like come back to the alley wherever we're hiding out or whatever. I'm like, I want to try something, okay?
Where'd the umbrella go?
Okay.
Oh, that cop over there's got it.
You are good.
Yes. Paul,
Yes.
we're friends, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I need a shooting test from you.
Of curiosity, am I gonna need to dodge shrapnel?
Ricochet?
These don't look like they're shrapnel type guns.
I'm just worried about
I'm just
chips.
checking something out.
Tips.
I'm worried about chips off the old block here.
It's got like 5 layers of cloth to go through.
Oh, yeah.
What's your
Uh-huh.
shooting test?
What is my shooting test? All right, I'll leave a D6 in shooting.
All right, I'll take a D6 and a D6 from Jonamux shooting Paul.
Yeah, you are on top of him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Definitely
I hit him.
hit Paul, and so I'm gonna need 2d6 damage rolled against Paul.
Oh.
Paul, what do you got for toughness? And you get a
13.
1-point bonus currently because the amount of clothing you are wearing.
I'm good. I've
He's
got a
fine,
13.
All right,
Yeah,
a
fine,
small
right?
hole is punched in the clothing, and a lead ball flattens against you and then falls on the ground.
Does it have a magazine or anything in the
No, it's a black powder weapon.
single shot, muzzle loader?
Yep.
Hmm?
Thank you.
Ballistics?
Little bit, yeah. Just wanted to see if these would hurt you. Turns out they most likely will not.
All right. Yes. I can be a shield, I suppose.
No, what you can be is a large distraction that runs through walls like a Kool-Aid man.
I can do that.
Vector, you can cover him from a rooftop?
Sure. What am I... How bad are we,
Only if he looks like he's in trouble.
Okay.
Like, a lot of trouble. Like, if they start to, like,
Swarm?
and keep him down,
Okay.
shoot a couple in the butt.
I may need something else, because these are made for taking out tanks.
You don't have settings on them or something?
No.
Jesus, man. Those could go off on the ship.
Nah.
We would all die.
They wouldn't go off. That's why I hold them. Just like this.
No,
All
you
the
don't.
time.
Not with your
Oh,
fingers on the triggers, for God's sake.
It's fine. So I can take out some buildings.
Great, yeah, just like if you shoot the ground around them, explosions will happen, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
Great, that's all I need you to do. Like if they get too swarmy,
Not shoot a dude, but shoot near a dude.
Shoot
right?
near
Hedgehog
the
and me can go inside.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. What will I be doing?
Well, you are going to be dressed like an urchin, and I am going to be a guard.
Excellent.
Big fun,
Oh.
right?
Oh, are we doing you have a prisoner?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
are
make a
doing-
great prisoner. I'm very convincing.
You get to be Chewbacca.
Simultaneous with
I saw that
the
movie.
gate crashing.
Yeah, they'll ask me a lot less questions if they're all running after you.
Okay.
Aren't they going to think it's really coincidental that you have captured a prisoner at the same time that a miscreant is running through the walls?
You're one of the miscreants that we caught.
Oh, is maybe Kool-Aid
We're
Man
not
over
gonna
here?
we're not gonna explain anything to
No,
them.
I'm just
gonna
saying,
start
like, he
climbing,
might
'cause
try
I
to
can't jump that high.
he might be trying to rescue me, so they should put me in their maximum security space, and then
Beautiful. Yes, I
yeah,
love it.
uh-huh,
Yep, let's get there. You're very smart. But mostly I need
You
you
know,
for
team,
magic.
It's a wonderful team I have.
team, I don't want to interrupt, but I will anyway. I just want to tell you how grateful I am to see you thinking things through and coming up with a plan, and it's just it's a beautiful thing to watch. I wish you nothing but the best on continuing down this road.
Thanks, Thomas. Okay, go wreck London.
Done.
Here we go.
All right, we're going to handle this using a variation on the dramatic task rules. So I'm going to start with the two outside causing the distraction. Now, because you're just going to be running through things, I'm going to have you make
Like Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have you make an athletics roll
Not
on
the
your
Tower
part,
of London?
Paul.
Okay. Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 8.
All right,
Yeah.
a D8 and a D6 from Paul's contribution to this dramatic task is a critical failure.
Tight.
Oh boy. No rerolls on that, yeah?
Nope, no rerolls
Okay.
on a critical fail.
So you run to the wall and bounce off of it? Can you oh no reroll.
So
Reroll.
instead of continuing with the outside, I'm going to jump to the going inside group because what's going to happen with the outside group has now just dramatically changed because of a critical fail.
Oh boy.
Great.
Okay.
I'm for this. This is gonna be fun. Let's have some fun.
So for my inside team, you are taking the shape changing to someone specific. So I'm going to have you use your focus capability to shift into that specific person as your required role to make.
Very well.
So that's a D8. Correct?
It is.
So
It is
a
a
D8
D- it's-
and a D6 for yourself for your contribution. Do you want to keep those? or do
No,
you
I'm
wanna-
spending a store, Benny. Since we've got a few of those. Thank you very much, chat.
That's 6 aces. We could do have a decent one here.
Yeah.
A 7 is a success. So that's going to be a success for the infiltration team. Now, you need to pull off being a convincing prisoner. And so I need you to do persuasion or performance, your choice of the two skills, whichever you might.
Performance.
You might not. So persuasion's probably
Persuasion
the
it
way to
is.
go.
All right.
You
So
need to
I'm going to be like,
convince.
oi, mate, I'm a prisoner. On a D10.
Take a deep time.
Please give me some kippers.
Please, sir, may I have some more? Yep.
Consider yourself a failure.
No, I got a 7.
So that's going to be a couple of successes for the outside. You two managed to get past the opening
Oi,
gate.
blimey, I'm
As-
so upset.
Are we
to
good?
let
Oi,
things
we're good.
fall.
As nearly every guard in the vicinity has swarmed upon and surrounded Paul, who ran into a wall that was just a little thicker than they intended it to be, and bounced off, landing on their back, staring up at the sky, and now staring at a ring of rifles pointed at them. Vector, things went south really
Like
fast.
so quickly.
Blow
He
up
didn't
the
make
wall.
it. Excuse me. They didn't make it more than 50 feet before being completely stopped, and there doesn't seem to be anywhere for them to run other than back into that wall that they obviously can't run through.
So, what kind of buildings? Yeah. What kind of buildings are around them?
All like kind of stone and masonry work. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing that your particle pistols won't destroy.
Yeah. So first thing is wall.
The
So-
wall that they were going to run through.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
Paul can get
Gonna
through it.
Leroy Jenkins that shit.
Paul, head for the clock tower.
Okay.
Exactly how many actions are we taking here? Because I need to know.
How far away is Big
Don't
Ben?
pull a me. Very far.
Very
Wait,
Okay.
what?
How far? What is the nearest cultural landmark?
Their name is Paul, first of all.
Oh.
The
Oh.
palace would be the nearest cultural.
That's
landmark.
what. Wait, didn't they just go into
We were at the palace.
Shit.
Well, there's a palace. There's a big palace, man. There's got some
Alright,
corners
yeah,
you don't need.
alright.
Some servants inside, innocent.
Cool.
Oh,
I mean-
God, I'm so conflicted right now.
So I'm gonna shoot. One shot should be enough to make a Paul-size hole. So one shot at the wall, and then one shot at I don't know
France.
a
That's like
tower,
$5, right?
Balance. Yeah.
something. I don't know, something that looks nice.
Something that
I
looks
want
nice.
it not to
Okay.
look
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
So 2 shots.
So just do, and you have 2-gun kid, don't you? So
I
that's just
do.
one action for you.
That is one
So
action.
no multi-action penalty on that.
One.
I'm going to need
Ultra
the shooting
destructive
test
action.
for the wall near Paul
All
first.
right, because that one's more important. So I'll do that one first. And
The wall near Paul is mostly on the ball.
I have a D10 for shooting.
All right, I'll take a D10 and a D6.
But I
for
also
my
get
raise.
+1 because I'm a marksman.
Oh, and then that's 6 aces. Let's see if we do better. That's 6 aces again.
Oh, good lord.
And we're going to get an 18 for that particular shooting test, which will be a success with a raise. But let's find out what happens with the other one as well.
So also a D10.
Me and that are
All right, a
I
D10
think this
and
is
a
going
D6
very well.
for the second one. Yeah, it's going very well for the two of you. Hey, a 5 is going to become a 6 with marksman and it's still a hit because you're shooting an inanimate object.
but it's not that good of a hit.
No, it's not that good.
So let's go ahead and use one of my personal bennies.
Okay,
And re-roll that.
roll that again. Okay.
Nothing but perfection for Vector Rays. That'll do it, buddy.
Oh, sure.
A
There we
10
go.
is a success with a raise.
That's what I want.
So that's going to be 2 successes. What is the listed damage for that particular gun of yours?
The listed damage is 3d8.
And with a raise, does it do something special?
It has plus 2d4 on a raise.
And
Okay.
And
disintegrates, doesn't it? Or
it
something
does.
fucking terrible.
Atomic annihilation.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So can I get 3d6 or 3d8?
Disintegrates nuclear weapons in Old England, everybody.
Got it.
That's not going to do anything bad.
3d8s plus
God
2d4
save
then?
the
Yeah.
king, indeed.
3d8 plus 2d4 for the first shot
Amen.
on the wall.
I got to re-roll that 4. Oh, God.
Yep.
And again.
And again.
What?
Wow. So we're looking at 27 damage and atomic annihilation on the section of wall that Paul attempted to run through. It now is no longer in existence. A good solid 8.
James, may I please appear in front of Mr. Rains?
you certainly
Whoa,
may.
whoa, Thomas. Vector Rains.
Mr. Vector Rains, sir, I do appreciate the enthusiasm with which you approach your work. And I must say your dedication to destruction is something without merit, or not merit, equal. Perhaps that was Freudian, and I meant the first. However, I must say that in terms of the low impact nature of your chosen style of addressing conflict, it leaves something to be desired in that it is desired to be low impact.
So I used particle weapons because they don't have an impact. They burn through.
Yes, I do appreciate your dedication to the literalism of the word. And it is apparent to me at this point that in future briefings, of which, in my defense, I've not been involved to this point,
Same.
I think some basic understanding of English, or at least whatever language we've chosen to communicate together in, some sort of common vernacular. It doesn't have to be that. I'm open, whatever. Anywho, it would have seemed to be apparent that we should work on the ways in which we communicate.
So while
Thank
I'm
you.
here, Thomas, what I'm wondering is I think it might be who you have communicating. If you had someone like me delivering the messages rather than someone, let's say Jon Snow, it might come through better. I'm more man than machine, and he's more machine than man. It makes it hard.
And I'm basically
the
Jello.
point you're getting at here, yes.
Just
And I'm adorable.
put that bug in your ear.
I
Yes,
got a rock.
you are.
I've got another
I
shot
must
to
say, your
shoot.
dedication to the ear covering, Your Highness, is delightful. I keep thinking of the Flying Nun, and Sally Fields has been running through my head throughout the entire adventure.
I was a nun on the last mission, too.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
People wanted none of what I got to give, though.
Oh, no, Beaumont did.
Yeah, it's true, though.
Oh my. Well then, let's see what happened to the other structure that you shot, shall we? That's going to be another
There's a
3d8
statue.
and 2d4 as yet another piece of architecture is completely annihilated by a particle beam weapon. Oh yeah. Another good solid 5x5 section, a little smaller this time, is completely destroyed. Now, this you aimed a little higher and it hit near one of these towers around the exterior wall, causing the entire rest of the tower above it to collapse onto the street below.
Timber!
Where are we?
Now, meanwhile, inside,
We're meanwhile.
Oh, yes.
the two of you have made it past the gate and onto the grounds of the palace, and you're kind of just figuring out which direction you have to go because you're not really sure where the entrance to the dungeons happens to be around here.
Oi, mister, that's my friend coming to get me. You'd best put me in your most secure cell with all of your valuables.
Stop it. You're really bad at this. Stop it.
I think it's going really well.
It is.
It's going really well.
You're ruining it with the talking.
No.
Nobody's going to believe that. Nobody talks like that. Do the people talk like that here? Hey,
Oi.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind. You're fine. I just thought that was such a ridiculous accent. Nobody would actually talk like that. But apparently, everybody here talks like that. That's so stupid. Oi.
You sure talk funny, mate.
I know, right? So, help me get this tiny little tot, I guess, into a cell because she's all, I don't know,
I'm very
squirmy wormy.
commodity, and I need
Also,
to put
can't understand the words she's saying.
Right.
This hurts me. This hurts me.
I'm going to need a persuasion roll from yourself on this.
Oh, well, clearly persuasion is my best skill at D6.
All right, a D6 and a
Can
D6.
I assist because my persuasion is 6?
Yes, so
Yeah,
we can have
you
you roll
should
first.
definitely.
We will have you roll to assist that. So we've got you at a 4 so far. And what do you have for persuasion over there?
I roll on that 10.
All right, a D10 and a D6 from Princess Hedgehog.
Watch, it's gonna be a
attempting
critical
to assist.
fail.
A 4 is enough to be a success for a +1 bonus, bringing you up to a 5. Though initially suspicious, the guard goes along with it, and the two of you are led to an entrance down into the very smelly, dank dungeon. There are prison cells with rather terrible-looking people inside of them in states of malnutrition and treated horribly. Torture implements.
I don't like this at all.
Even a few people who are probably dead in their cells. As you go by.
You best watch out, mister. Once I get to be with my friend Oliver, you'll have some trouble then, Oliver!
And you are led further in and further in, past more and more of these cells, and then down another flight of stairs. Into more solid-looking cells, rather than having just barred doors. They have big, stout, iron-bound doors on all of them.
Yeah, I'm starting to think my
And opening up one of them, the guard that you enlisted along with you shoves Princess Hedgehog inside.
Oi, she's supposed to be with the one that we brought in with the rock.
It was with the interrogator.
Well, then we take her to the interrogator.
Wait,
Only room for one at a time.
Wait, we do what?
Rack don't hold two, even when they're small.
James, could Thomas please appear behind the guard who's talking
As
at
I'm
the moment?
stabbing him in the neck.
Yes, I think that's perfect timing. Thomas will appear as you are stabbing the guard in the neck.
Oh, excellent. Now we get to find
Ex-
out if holograms
Oh,
can get
hey,
blood
Tom.
spattered.
Oh, never mind. This is fine. I was actually going to distract him for you, but you've got the problem solved. It's all moot. Carry on. Cheerio and Papa Dom and whatever. All
I
that
think that was
stuff.
like an attaboy.
You killed him.
What is your head count so far? The body count? I've lost track a bit.
Which body
One.
count?
One? Oh, you mean here?
It's fine. We'll tally it up at the
You
end.
mean here?
Carry on.
Or like
please.
in general since I started?
Because I think
dear
I might
God.
have killed a couple of guards too.
Or is it team body count?
I
'Cause
don't usually
killed a
kill
lot
people,
of
but
innocents.
you know, I did pretty okay this time.
I murdered Hitler.
All right, let's pop back
mentioned
outside.
that twice now. I feel like that might have been important.
Wow.
Never mind.
This train
doing
passes
what
really
you're
close
doing.
to
It's
whatever
going
landmark
great.
we happen to
Proud
be
to
at.
be
That
here
totally
with you.
makes sense.
Awesome job, team.
Popping back outside, you got a spot. A hole has been made for you to run. So let's give you another shot at that athletics roll to keep them on.
Athletics.
Athletics. Hey, you made a joke, James. Good
Okay.
work.
Yeah, I'm still flat on my back. I have been for like a minute now.
Yeah.
I get up and I say to them, so it's my part of the mission to distract you all. So I'm gonna
Pick a
run.
card.
So my associate has opened a door for me. I'm going to go this way. If you want to follow me, that will actually be helpful. And then I take off.
What's that athletics score of yours?
That's an 8.
All right, I'll take a D8 and a D6 from Paul.
And it's just like trying to slow down a freight train.
It is indeed, and off you run, Paul, with them chasing right after you. Now, a few of them are going to fire shots and see if they can slow down the lumbering giant that you are. So I get 3 6-sided dice rolled for shots on the fleeing ball. 2 of those are going to hit, so we're going to do 2d6 damage 2 separate times against ball.
Oh,
Oh,
no! Oh, thank God.
15.
okay.
That's
What's your
just
toughness?
barely enough
My
to scratch him.
toughness is a 13.
So, do you want to use a Benny and soak that?
Soak it.
Soak it.
Sure, I'll soak it.
All right.
Yeah.
Using a Benny to soak that and not get a shaken result. There's still one more shot at 2d6 damage that hit poor Paul.
Oh no. I don't even know if I can.
8.
That doesn't even.
That just bounces up.
Yep, that bounces off. The first one actually managed to get past those clothes, and it didn't feel that pleasant, but you shrugged it off and crunched it down. Vector, it still looks like they've kind of got poor Paul hemmed in. I mean, they've got a space to run to, but unless you start making more holes, Paul's going to run out of places to run.
Better make more holes.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta save him there. All right. So I'm gonna make 1 hole, 2 hole ahead,
Okay?
and then I'm gonna take another action, make another hole, and then after Paul,
And then you will have drilled through the entirety of it.
after Paul runs by something, I'm gonna collapse one of the walls behind them to trap them in there.
Oh.
So going for the multi-action,
Yep.
I see what you're doing there. Okay. You're going to be shooting tests, but they're going to be at -2 for multi-action.
Such is life.
So what do you got for a shooting test?
D10.
All right.
+1, right?
+1,
Plus
so
one.
it's actually only going to be -1. But a critical failure on that first.
No.
That's the first one. Good time.
It's like you were shape changing or something.
Yeah, what is this?
Okay.
Or running into a wall.
So that's going to be a
Yeah.
weapon jam on
When
that
you
one.
are
So
a
that,
wall.
Weird.
that
Weird.
particle beam gun is not going to go up. You still have 2 shots coming from the other one,
All right.
which is going to be one of the making the hole and one of the collapse shots
Yeah.
based on the way you stated your
Yeah.
actions to go. So let's do 2 more shooting tests we have there. Those are still 2. Are there D10 and D6 at -1 on both of them? 5 is going to hit, so that will hit on the making a hole one.
Make a hole.
And let's see how much damage you do on that making a hole. That's not a raise, so it's just going to be 3d8 for that particular one. 6, not a lot.
Can I re-roll that?
You can, yes.
Let's go ahead and use a Benny on that one.
All right,
Personal
re-roll
Benny.
that damage. Gonna do 13. That does
Yes.
definitely create a hole. Paul will have to duck through that one rather than run straight through, as it wasn't as dramatic as your first couple of shots. But this next one, to make things collapse, is a little more precision-based. So give me one more of those shooting tests of the D10 and the D6 as you try to time it just right. Do you want to take that?
No.
All right, spending a Benny to re-roll it.
There are plenty of bennies in the shop.
6 aces. Do you want to take a 6, or do you want to spend a Benny and re-roll it?
Let's Benny it.
Spending a Benny and re-rolling.
They see me rolling.
Still looking at a 6.
Ugh.
With his blaster.
You know what? I'll use my last Benny on this.
Last personal Benny spent. Trying to do better than a 6. 6 aces. A 9 becomes an 8, which is a success with a raise.
Worth.
You manage to collapse
Woo!
it just in time. It's only going to slow them down, as they're going to be able to climb over all the rubble eventually, but it's going to give Paul a good lead time to start getting away.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, back inside in the dungeons, dead body before you.
Close the door, leave him in the cell
Okay?
to bleed out as quickly or slowly as you want us to do. I'm not in charge of his blood anymore.
No, you're not.
Just the place where it comes out. And we'll just skip down the hall until we find the interrogator's room. We just
Oh,
gotta
and you
listen for
know
some-
I'm
you can-
actually going to skip.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
You
yes.
can tell where it is by the sounds of the screaming.
Oh,
We go.
heck no! You don't torture children on my watch.
I'm going to open the
You
door.
don't torture
You're
children
going to
on my
blast it,
watch.
okay?
Okay, wait. I'm blasting.
Is the door locked?
All right. Yes.
Nope. There is
Fireball.
a rack, and yeah, there's a kid on that rack.
Holy, not
And
today,
someone
bet.
turning
boy.
it, and then another individual on the other side of the rack waiting over them. Tell me the secrets of the stone, boy.
There's two of them, huh?
Yes.
Firebolt.
I'm gonna need a spellcasting roll. From
It's
you,
a
princess.
12. Do I get an advantage because he's torturing a child?
No, but you do have the drop. D12 and a D6 from the princess, throwing out a firebolt. That's gonna hit with a raise and the drop. So that's gonna be a
Because
3
I have the
6-sided
moral
dice
high ground.
plus 4 damage.
And I'm going to drown the other one.
Drown?
You're gonna have to walk me through that in a second. As 12 damage is inflicted, you incinerate the head off of the individual turning the crank on the rack. The body kind of just stays there, arms still on the crank with no head. Now walk me through this drowning bit.
Well, I'm not in a solid form right now, so I'm just gonna, punch my fist down his throat until he chokes to death on it.
You're so cool.
Okay. I'm gonna need a fighting roll from you.
You said torturing a child, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you got for fighting?
Drowning him. What is the drop? Somebody's asking.
The drop is when you get to inflict extra damage because your opponent is unaware of your presence or that you're about to attack them. It's a sneak attack, a sucker punch.
Quite literally in this case.
Yes.
So fighting roll is it's a D12.
Give me that D12 and D6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of those, ace.
Both of those, ace.
Oh,
Something's going.
The 17's gonna be the better one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
So that's
wow.
going to be a success with a raise. Now in this case, because you're trying to drown them, it's closer to a grapple, so it's more of an
No,
opposed.
there's a -2 on that. Don't forget, because it's only part of an action.
Ah, yes.
I mean, now that my fist is down there and I'm
Are you gonna like reach
No,
around
no, I'm
and
just
pull
gonna-
out his breakfast from earlier?
no, but I think probably it's time to go ahead and drop the shape change now.
Oh,
So explain that in a little more detail.
I'm currently in a liquid state. I punch my fist down his throat and I turn solid.
oh!
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I got that. So I'm going to need the focus roll from you to turn solid.
Yes, please.
I am going to have nightmares tonight.
What do you have for focus?
Put a
over there?
kid on a rack. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of
Today-
the things I
All
have
right,
nightmares
a
about.
D8 and a D6 and a horribly graphic.
I'll take that. Well, that'll work, right?
Yeah,
It's only
it doesn't
-1, so
doesn't quite burst, but the insides you feel burst,
Oh.
and you pull some teeth out on the way back out,
Mm.
along with bits of lung and esophagus.
those are my parts now. Those are mine. I took those. They are mine.
I own
Yeah.
no, okay.
That all is
This kid
extracted.
is gonna need some therapy.
Well, thankfully for this poor kid, they didn't see any of it. They seem to have some giant helmet thing over the top of their head covering their eyes.
Wait, a giant helmet thing?
Ultravision.
It's like clamped onto their head and strapped onto it. Yeah. So their eyes are covered.
Are you Oliver?
Yeah, I'm over.
All right. I'm gonna try and get this helmet off you. Please don't blast me with your laser eyes.
All right, you take the helmet off of him, and yeah, his eyes are glowing
Yeah.
bright red.
I'm gonna pry the fingers off of the toasty dude and start to slowly unrack poor Oliver.
Yeah, he's not looking too good.
You know what else I'm gonna do?
Heal him.
Yeah, that's the one.
All
Good
right, I'm gonna need
hedgehog.
another spell casting roll from you.
Okay, so that's a 12.
All right, a 12 and a 6. Princess Hedgehog doing some healing.
Doing some healing. And that's a 3 on power usage.
All right.
I am trying to keep track of it this time.
9 is a success with a raise, so you'll restore 2 wounds to the hurt Oliver.
How bad was he hurt?
Doing a lot better now. He
Okay.
pries himself up from the table after you untangle him. We have to get the stone. We have to get the stone back.
Yes, we do.
Uh-huh,
Where is
yeah.
it?
that the king has it now.
Are you kidding me? Great. Well, you need to go. You need to go home.
Wait, what year is this? It might be a queen. Oh.
It's not.
Well, looks like we're going to meet the king after all. Exciting times.
I can get us there right now.
Wait. Can you get us the next room over?
Yeah. All I gotta do is just squint really hard and concentrate, and beams of light come out of his eyes, hitting into the ceiling and burning a hole through it, and then through another floor, and another floor, and another floor. And a clean hole is burned through 4 floors up into a room where tapestries have been set on fire by the I-beams.
Nice.
Queen.
Nice.
Cool.
Waiting room, I assume, to the chambers?
Antechamber?
That's exactly where we needed to be. Shall we?
Can I carry anyone when I fly?
A small child,
You can cast fly on people too. You know that.
but a small child you're quite capable of carrying if you wish.
Okay, do you need help getting up there?
Oh, don't waste your powers on me. I can get up there. No
Are
problem.
you sure? Because I'm really good at wasting them. We're at
In that
few
case, yes,
points.
please. I'll take some flying.
Has it been an hour yet?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
All right. Then I'll take care of myself in that regard.
Yeah, I will carry the small child.
All right, carrying the small child, you fly up towards the antechamber. John Amok's climbing up.
Yeah, I might as well. I mean,
Okay.
I can just
Meanwhile, outside,
like creepy little
Paul,
spider
you've
man
gotten
climb.
some extra space created by Vector Reigns. I'm going to need one more athletics roll from you this time to see if you can simply escape your pursuers before they have a chance to catch back up with you again.
Okay, that's an 8.
All right, another D8 and D6 as Paul attempts an escape. 4 is going to be enough for a success.
Okay.
Now, meanwhile, Vector, while you have collapsed walls, blown holes and things, and made things easier for Paul, unfortunately, you were spotted up on that rooftop repeatedly shooting things, and there are now guards filing into that building and on their way up to this top floor. What are you going to do to escape?
Can I jump to a nearby building?
That is completely possible,
very
and that is
Vector Reigns
also
thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump.
that's also quite daring. I will say.
I think so as well.
I think so as well.
Does it-
Let me
so-
check
Do
my-
you have any game effects when you do things that are quite daring, Vector Reigns?
I in fact do. I have a when I find it. There it is. Who dare wins? +2 bonus to parachuting, rappelling, and other similar daring moves.
This is definitely a similar daring
Jumping from
move.
rooftop to rooftop.
So I'm going to
totally
need an
counts.
athletics roll with a +2 bonus.
Which is good, because my athletics is a 6.
All right, 2 6s, +2 bonus to whatever the result happens to be.
Yeah.
We've got an ace.
Oh,
We've got a
10,
12.
12, damn.
Your-
Awesome.
And from rooftop to rooftop, you begin leaping, crossing the distance, and eventually being able to join back up with Paul.
Unnecessary flips the entire way.
I'm sure.
No, completely necessary
Oh, that's
flips
fair.
the entire way
My bad.
because you're Vector Reigns.
And then a backflip right to meet
Jumps
Paul.
shouldn't exist without flips.
Why do they?
Meanwhile, back in the palace, in the antechamber of the king, we have Princess Hedgehog, Oliver, and John Brooks.
Okay.
All right.
So my plan is
Uh-huh.
that I stroll in there and I'm like, "Hello, fellow royalty. Let me tell you all that you have been doing wrong. Please pass over that stone as it is my rightful property. Because royalty respect royalty, right?"
That's a perfect idea. Do it.
As you were
Really?
having this conversation, Oliver has walked away from you, opened the door, and strode into the room. And
What's it like?
squints his eyes again and incinerates the king in the middle of the throne room,
Oh shit.
That was quick.
our
Well,
fault.
leaving behind a rather crude-looking fragment of a stone or something where the king just was.
I'm gonna bag that up like right away.
oh, but I wanted to touch it.
No, don't you
No.
touch it. None of us touch it.
Just a little touch.
Let's go into my bag, along with the piece of that crown and some of the jewels out of it, that painting over there. Anything that looks very valuable and old, I'm taking. in
There's
this
a
room.
lot.
Yeah.
You don't have time for
Well, I'm
everything.
enough to fill up my knapsack, you know.
Okay.
I am very.
I don't have my
valuable.
magical bag of holding yet that I'm going to get someday.
I thought you were all pocket.
I am all pocket.
So are you internalizing items as well? How long are you going to stick around?
I'm not going to stick around very long. This is just some extra stuff that's happening. But
And what is your exit strategy?
window?
Window.
Yeah, she's going to jump because she can fly, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to be I'm going to be a big gross parachute.
We are at the point where do I need to? How long does this?
I'm
fly?
gonna be a big
You're still
gross.
doing okay.
I'm going to be a
Okay.
big gross parachute for
That's good
And
because
yeah, more importantly, as your fly begins to fail, John Alex is turning himself into a big gross parachute.
you. Or a big gross
you
glider.
would turn yourself into a big gross glider for me.
Princess Hedgehog,
Flesh glider, no.
I think you know that I would do anything for you at this point.
Yes, a flesh glider.
No.
What's your focus over there, John Alex?
Oh,
So
it's
that's
8.
right.
So
A
it's
D8
still,
and a
it's still the
D6.
8.
You got a D8 and D6 as the
I hope this
flesh
goes
glider,
well.
John Alex. Critical fails.
Oh!
And I fall.
Yes, the two of you.
So
That
now
is
am I
wrong.
trying to carry Oliver and the failed flesh glider?
Yes, and falling very slowly in the process. Now,
Luckily,
fortunately for
I will
you-
land in a puddle, so
Yeah.
you'll
Failed
be
flesh
fine.
glider is my new
And
band
fortunately
name.
for you, when the fly spell runs
Flesh glider. Flesh glider. I heard it as flesh lighter.
They're both
I-
bad.
They're both
I-
bad.
Flesh glider.
out, yeah, unfortunately for you,
Yeah,
But
as
see,
the,
now
as
the
the fly
fact
spell,
that
lighter
Thomas the
makes
All-Knowing
more
doesn't know
sense.
what a fleshlight might be, that makes it extra interesting to me. I need you
dude
to
is
use
the
your
internet.
power of
he
the
chooses to
internet.
not research certain topics. That's all. You don't have to Google search everything, folks.
As I have learned in the past. All right.
What
Now,
was that again?
thankfully for yourself, as the fly spell ends, you slowly descend to the ground. It's a little faster being pulled by the glob of goop that was Jonah Mox a moment ago. But thankfully, him
I'm
landing and splattering in a puddle kind of breaks the fall.
I'm so sorry.
However, both you and Oliver are now covered in Jonah Mox.
Okay, so here's a really fun thing as well. He's trying to reform. If you just jump at him like a puddle, it makes it
Yeah,
even
and
harder.
it's super fun. It is super fun.
And sometimes he gets a little bouncy, so then you get to bounce really high. Don't eat any of him though. Don't do. Oh.
Too late.
Hedgehog,
Yeah.
we just mated.
What?
Just kidding. you
I
don't know those, so
released
maybe stop
spores.
jumping in me.
I released no spores this time.
I
There
don't
was
know.
that one time.
I feel like I felt something.
Was it love? No.
Probably, yeah. No,
Oh.
I've got some holdover love from Beaumont and my genuine affection for you as well.
I am really easy to love.
Yeah, probably because you're so small, you can just. Anyway,
Now, Oliver, until you escape the palace grounds and reunite with Vector Reigns and Paul with your acquisition in hand. Now, of course, you're going to have to ditch the kid before you go back to the ship.
But don't we need to like
Oliver.
heal them of their powers? Is that a
Um,
thing?
I mean, they'll just go away, won't they?
Really?
Thomas, do you know the answer to this one? Maybe.
Yes, I do believe once you have removed the Titan force from the area, that things should eventually return to normal. These children being of the age that they are at, and the changes that inevitably will occur in their personhood as they continue to personhood, should lead them back to a rather mundane and horrendous Victorian existence.
Cool. Oh, also,
I-
the kid maybe just killed the King of England.
Wait, what?
Yes. As it happens, there are multiple backup copies available in the sense that royalty is basically one giant cloning experiment. As a result, it will not be that difficult to find yet another individual to set upon the throne. It actually occurs to me, Princess, as we are having this conversation, that you yourself, with your ears, might be able to pass were it needed.
There's a very Windsor
I
like
told
quality.
you. I told you.
I'm keeping the baby.
And
I
so,
told you royalty recognizes royalty.
And so
You didn't
the four of
recognize
you.
anything. You burned him to death.
I didn't burn him to death.
No,
The
the
child
kid
burned
did.
him to
Hey,
death. This
Oliver.
is my only concern, though, is like the kids were
Here's
trying
some,
to.
I don't know, probably really expensive stuff to go and sell because you should run because you just killed the king of England.
Yeah, you should
Oh my
get out
God.
of here, kid.
Anyway, fuck off.
But also,
Well, we have to go.
but they should.
We've
got
gotta
to
go.
But
We
they're
have to
freeing
go.
slaves.
This is-
But they could
Get-
use their
Jog
powers
on,
to
go.
free the slaves. Fine.
They've got the power to
This
do
kid
it
is
now.
going to go free all of
Yeah.
the people.
He's got money. He's got a super weapon. He's got super eyeballs.
And no impulse control. Weird.
Exactly.
He's got
What
plenty
is
of
that
impulse
like?
control. The only reason that he even got caught was because they wanted the rock, right?
Yeah.
See? He's got skills.
He's good.
Okay.
Those jewels I gave him, those are just the ones he hadn't already taken from me.
I shake
Yeah, I
him
saw
by the
you.
hand,
I saw
but
you,
I
kid.
keep a hold of my own rings.
No, seriously though.
You
Go.
seem to be missing one.
Oh, gosh darn it.
Go away now.
And he slinks off, leaving the four of you to return to the Reliance, your package in hand.
Boom!
We
Mission
did a great
accomplished,
job,
team.
guys! And that time that you ran through the wall, and that time you almost did nothing, and the time you blew up a
I
wall.
blew up so many walls.
So good, guys.
Thomas, what happens if I touch the stone?
Don't touch the stone.
James, am I on the Reliance with them, or am I just
No, you
still a
are in
hologram?
a arena using technology so that you can appear before them at any time holographically.
Okay. So still holographic. Okay, perfect. No, please do not touch the stone at this moment. It would be in everyone's best interest if we minimize the potential fallout from its release into the natural environment. But
wait,
I
you
must
said
say,
fallout. Does that mean we can also get those isotopes that Doc over here was
well,
talking about?
have you filled out any requisition forms yet?
Oh, you know I
Requisition.
don't
Yeah,
paperwork.
we don't.
Well, I'm just
I-
saying, the
I
heart to
can't
any
even
good
apply for those.
democracy
I'm
is the paperwork.
technically a
So if
prisoner.
you do fill it out correctly, you have a shot in hell of getting it sometime in the next 5 to 12 years.
Oh, okay. We'll see how much patience I have for paperwork then.
I can help with that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
do,
Paul.
while you're all here, though, I did have some notes.
Okay.
Oh,
And I want
okay.
to give you some thoughts on
Mostly praise,
on
right?
your performance as a team. I don't want to, let's take this moment let's all breathe for a moment.
Paul and I don't breathe.
Good job.
It's
Just a
very
moment,
slow.
moment of centering, as
I
it
respirate
were.
and kind of like a cloud
My
above
my
head.
wife has had me doing some therapy of late, and I've noticed that has been helpful. So here's the good news. The good news is that we're here together, and
That's true.
and that's a beautiful thing.
This is a
Although
power
technically
question.
I'm not here, but that's its own thing. We need to talk a little bit again about the whole low impact thing. It's not an issue of, how do I put this? Leveling a building can, in certain times and situations, be perfectly innocuous if you do it in a way such that it is, shall we say, more natural.
Oh, so
leveling-
we send out a press release saying that that was an earthquake.
Yes, something like that in the right
Perfect.
time, and
Gas
place,
leak,
and
that would do it.
context.
Do we need
I'm just saying
paperwork
that
for
we
that
have
too?
tremendous powers as a group, and the ability to enact amazing changes to your environment. It's just that when those changes happen in a very obviously not, shall we say, native, endemic to the environment way, that is when problems ensue. So there was the flying. There was the vibro knife.
Oh, does that thing still have that?
was the
Mm,
Kool-Aid
yeah.
Man approach towards walls. There was
The murder of the king.
there
of
was
England?
something.
We didn't do that one though.
The murder of who?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No problem. Where was it? Oh, the child spattering. That was just. I mean, we'll figure out a way around that one. Maybe some
The
long distance therapy.
problem is that
There's
historically
ways.
children haven't
Um,
been especially protected.
By and by, though, I gotta say, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
I've seen worse. And as I told you earlier, there's still so much potential for you as a team, not just as individuals. And I would ask you to remember that as a team to approach things in that manner.
I think we did I'm
it's-
a prisoner pretty well.
We did do I'm a Prisoner pretty well. I feel like that was a very successful part of our mission.
So
Yeah.
does that mean that as a team, Jonah Mox and I did better than, say, Paul
Well,
and Vector?
Then Vector and Paul. Oh yeah, are me and Hedgehog better than Vector and Paul?
I mean, if you had 30 guards after you while it was happening,
Yeah.
it would have been a
Well, I mean, technically
story.
they were after us. They just didn't know it because we were really good at our jobs.
Yeah, I mean, better is an interesting word.
But I mean, accurate though, right?
I mean, you're supposed to be
Yeah.
evaluating us, so I feel like you should probably rank us.
Oh yes,
who did
please
the best
do.
job?
And who's number 2 since I'm number 1?
Yeah, well, we've established that most of you do not defecate, in which case number 2 would be kind of a toss-up. I believe only one of you indicated that as a thing.
Thomas is funny.
Yeah.
It's an awkward sort of humor, but it's worked for me for 4 years on this show and its derivations. Anywho,
Meta.
I think ultimately I would be reluctant to give you each individual scores. I think that we can safely say that as far as the Reliables are concerned, there is a check mark for the Reliables.
Is that what they're calling us?
And
Are they calling us the
you-
Reliables?
This is what I had been led to believe.
That is great.
We
That's a
always-
great name.
It's
We
Vector
always got
Rings
jobs.
and the Reliables, though. Like a band. Yeah.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I'm
think
pretty
so.
sure.
I'm pretty sure it's
That's what they told
The
me.
reliable
That's
starting Princess.
Oh,
Echo.
Thomas, before you go, I know you're not
Yes.
quite done, but I have a really important question. Is there any word yet back from the the masters of the metaverse on when they can get our ship to stop hurtling itself through space and time, and we can maybe go somewhere that isn't pre-planned?
Interesting thing about that. It appears that I'm going through a tunnel. I didn't quite hear your question, so I'm sorry about that. However, I do know that based on today's results, you will be receiving a word and a visit from one of my colleagues and dear friends.
Awesome.
Ms. Rosie Harvin will be coming in to give you a, let's think of it as paying you a visit. Don't think of her as yet another adjudicator. Think of her as a friend in need and deed, a friend indeed. How about
I
that?
love Friends.
That's the one with the cowboy hat.
The cowboy
Yes.
hat?
Yes, she is, you could say aggressive, and you could say blunt, and you could say often angry. However, she has a good heart, and I do believe will be a fine influence and perhaps even a bit of a mentor, or if not a mentor, at least someone who you meet.
Thanks.
Do we need mentoring though? Because I thought we did pretty.
I think
Yeah, I was saying, how many
Yeah.
points did we get
Yeah,
for
I think
this
I'm
mission?
fine.
Yeah,
I feel like
points.
there was
You received you received exactly as many points as you think you received.
Nice.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
10
Can
out of
those be
10.
redeemed
Good
for
mission
something like a
again.
pizza party?
Oh, also, has there been any
Yes,
word?
the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Has there been any word yet on when they can take the thing out of me to be, not able to be tortured at the press of a button?
So that tunnel just happened again. It was the
didn't it?
weirdest thing. I'm so sorry. I missed your question, and I don't know what happened there.
That's okay. I'm going to murder John Stone, though. Just letting you know, it's gonna happen.
Well,
He's dead.
Just make sure that if it happens, it's in a non-impactful way that reflects the endemic environment in which you find yourself and is, as a result, shall we say, deniable.
Can he breathe
Lasers.
in? Can he breathe in space? Do you know?
I'm honestly not sure. He's so much not the man that I once knew that I
Really, yeah.
wouldn't even begin to describe or imagine what he is or is not capable. I know on my end, I have found that death was actually one of the more pleasant times in my life.
So that was a lot of words to say yes.
Yeah.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is this episode of The Reliables. I want to give a very special thanks to Chris Odie for joining us as our special guest star on today's episode. It was wonderful to have him back with us. I wish you could have been here.
Sorry
in
again
person.
for being remote, guys. I'm so sorry. I'd love to be in
It's
person
okay.
next time.
We love you,
We
Odie.
understand.
That's okay. Have fun in Hawaii and make sure to be low
Thank you.
impact.
Yeah. Be low impact in Hawaii, yes. We very much appreciate being on. I want to thank all of you at home for watching and for contributing and helping us keep the lights on. I want to thank Leo back there, who is suffering through horrible injury and terrible events to still somehow bring this show to you, despite technical difficulties.
Look, when you mess up the tech, we break your foot. I mean,
You weren't supposed to say that live.
That's
sorry.
one, Leo.
Don't get tortured here. It's okay. It's okay.
Weren't supposed to say that live. I want you guys to check out the Reliables Twitter and the Reliables website. And hey, speaking of the Reliables Twitter, the Reliables website, I have the poll results from the fan chosen setting that
Ooh,
we're
I'm
going to
excited.
be visiting.
Tell me
Go
the next
on.
I have
season.
to vote.
We will be visiting the setting of Savage Worlds calls Necessary Evil at
Yes!
some point during this season because of your vote.
Oh, I'm very excited about
Nice.
that. That's the one I wanted.
And it was a close one. I mean, it got 11 votes. East Texas University got 9. And
oh man.
Freedom, well, they got 8. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for contributing. We love that you watched, and we hope to see you all again next week when we're back in studio with another special guest star. I wonder who it will be.
I know who it is.
Pretty sure they told us.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure they did too.
I
See you
didn't
guys
tell
next-
you who was playing Rosie Harvin. I only
Oh,
told
that's
you Rosie
true.
Harvin would be there.
It's ScarJo. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
See you
kidding.
guys next time.
Rosie's
Good
not
night.
here.
Bye.
Bye.